Let's calculate the limit when x approaches to 2 of x plus 3 divided by x minus 4. We have to calculate the limit of a quotient of polynomials in x equal to, when x approaches to 2. So, as the quotient of polynomials are continuous functions, for solving this limit we just have to substitute the x by the given value, where that's 2. So we would have 2 plus 3 divided by 2 minus 2. And now if we obtain a result that makes sense, that would be a result of the limit. In this case we have 2 plus 3 on the numerator, that is 5, and on the denominator 2 minus 2, and that is 0. We've obtained a fraction with denominator equal 0, and as we know, a fraction with a denominator 0, it doesn't have sense at all. But as we are calculating a limit, it could have some sense. First, when x approaches to 2, means that x is very near to 2, but it's not exactly 2. In our case, this number where the x approaches is 2, and the process I told you to follow is just substituting it by 2, but it's not equal to, not exactly, but very near. But so with this, when we've written the 2 instead of the x, we referred to something very near to 2, but not exactly 2. So something very close to 2. Minus 2 will give us a result that is very near to 0, but not exactly 0. That is something very small, but not 0. So what can we tell about 5 divided by something very small, that it's near 0, and that a number divided by something very close to 0 is something really big, and that is the infinite, of course, and that would be the result of the limit. Let me tell you that a limit, when it is very close to 0, could be with numbers negative but very close to 0, or positive very close to 0 too. So we have to know the sign of the infinite. So our problem is that 5 could be divided by something very close to 0 but negative, or something very close to 0 but positive. That depends on what the number we are dividing, if it is positive or negative, and that would tells us the sign of the limit of the infinite. In this video we will not explain the method for calculating the sign of the infinite, because it would be very long. So let's leave the result as infinite.